everybody, Joe Workman here, and in today's video, I thought it'd be really cool to show like some ideas around integrating the CMS into third-party stacks. So, Will Woodgate, I've mentioned it a couple times in other videos, has released a playlister stack. Okay, it's an MP3 playlist stack, right? It's awesome. It looks beautiful, and it pretty much curbs all my desires and needs to build a playlist stack that's powered by the CMS because his works so well with the CMS. Now, it works well without any sort of direct integration. Now, I'm working with Will right now to add some direct integration so that it's just even easier to build, right? But I figured this would be a great case to take a stack and then that has no ties to the CMS at all, right? And integrate it with the CMS. And this is a great one because it uses not only just text, right? But we're going to manage text, images, and MP3s for this stack, right? So it's really cool. So without further ado, let's jump on in and see how it's all done. Okay, so here's a really simple web page that I built. And at the top here, we have the playlister stack that contains our album art, some, all of our information about the album, and then a few tracks here that obviously if we click on them, we can play all of those tracks. And all of this data is actually managed by Total CMS. As you see at the bottom of this page, we have an image area that controls the album artwork. We have a few text boxes that control the album title, the artist, and the album info. And finally, down here at the bottom, I have an area where I can add new MP3 files to the playlist stack. So this is super easy. Let's show you just everything that it can do, right? Now, obviously, I have the admin and the content stack on the same page, right? And you're probably ultimately going to have these on different pages, right? But let's just go ahead and change some things, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add some new album cover, okay? I'm going to call this, we're going to change the name to Hangout Classics, okay? The original Hangout crew, okay? And I'll leave that as is, okay? And let's go ahead and save our new text areas, okay? So I've saved our text areas. I have a new album art. Let's go ahead and add a new song, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just drag and drop a new MP3 file. It gets uploaded and it's done, okay? Now, all I need to do is refresh my web page here. So what we'll notice now is we have new album cover art. I have a new album name, new album artist, okay? I left the album info alone, okay? And I added a fifth song, okay, here, the full Workman intro. Now, while I was doing this, someone else added another song here, okay? But as you see, you can easily just add songs in here as you see fit. So that's really cool. Now, keep in mind that as of this version right now, the playlister stack has zero direct integrations with the CMS. All this is done because Total CMS has the ability to control content within stacks, right? Now, Playlister also has the ability to look at a folder of files, which is how really all of this is able to work for listing out the MP3s, right? But it's a perfect situation that we can leverage. So let's jump into RapidWeaver and see how easy this was to set up. So here we are within RapidWeaver, and this is the page that we just looked at, okay? And this is edit mode for this page. And as you see here, I have my playlister stack, and if we scroll down, we'll see that I have my CMS admin stacks, okay? So we're actually gonna look at the admin setup really quick, and that's pretty straightforward, right? At the very top of the page, I have my admin core stack, okay? And then here I have an image. I set the ID to be an album. I have my three text boxes, one for album title, which is set to the ID of album. We have the artist, which has the ID of artist. We have a text box here that has an ID of info for the album info. And then ultimately here I have an admin depot stack that has the ID set to playlist. Okay? Really simple. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the playlister stack. So if we go into the playlister stack, The one key thing you're going to want to make sure you do is you set the setup mode to use a simple warehouse. Okay. Now, in this mode, Will has a great little tutorial here that teaches you how to find the directory, and it needs to be what's called a relative path to your folder. Now, per Will's instructions, I would have set my MP3 directory to be this, / CMS data depot playlist. And that's because the current web page that I'm on is /playlist.index.php. So I'm going to use the dots to go back up one level to my root directory, okay, or the root of my website. And then I'm going to do CMS, then I'm going to go into the CMS data folder, the depot folder, and the playlist folder. Okay. If you notice this playlist, this is ultimately the CMS ID of our file depot. Okay. So we know that our playlists are stored inside CMS data depot, and then our folder is playlist. Okay. Now you're going to change this playlist folder to be whatever CMS ID you define inside the depot. Okay. Now, if you ever have any kind of worries about how many dots you need, because sometimes you'll need .. / right? Sometimes that can be confusing. So inside stacks, there's actually a macro that is normally reserved for developers, but if you're watching this, it is a convenient where if you do %relative doc root %, that will automatically add these little dots for us. Okay, automatically. So this is going to automatically determine what the relative path to the doc root is, and then we need to add /CMS data /depot, and then our depot ID, which in this case is playlist. Okay, so here I just copied this and I put that inside my MP3 directory setting. Now you'll notice here inside the artwork setting here, I have a URL. And this is the URL, the warehouse URL to the image, okay, that we've done. So basically what I did is if we preview this page inside RapidWeaver, I can go here and I can click this little copy paths. I copy the path to the full image, okay, and then I pasted it here inside the artwork. This way, whenever I change that image, the artwork for the player will also change. Now, next up, we have the album title, the artist, and the info, okay? And here, I'm just inserting the CMS text macros, okay? And remember, if you're using the macros at the bottom of the page, you need to make sure you have at least one CMS text stack on the page, okay? So that's the CMS content stack, the white one, okay? So you add that to your page, and then that will make sure that it processes all the macros on the page, okay? And that's it. Right? The rest of the settings inside the player stack, there's tons of them. Those are for all controlling the player, okay? But these basic settings, this is all that we need to fully integrate Playlister into the CMS. Okay, so just another review, right? You set up the Playlister setup mode to be simple warehouse. Then you need to set up the directory to the depot, okay? The relative path. Now we have this cool little macro, the relative doc root macro that gets us, that helps us out. So we can do relative doc root /CMS data /depot, and then we need to have our CMS ID. We have our artwork image that you can get the URL directly from the image admin stack. So you can just copy and paste that in. And then we use our text macros for the title, artist, and info areas, okay? And that's all that we need to do to tie the Playlister into the CMS. So that's about it, right, everybody, right? I mean, as you see, we took a stack that didn't have any sort of direct integration with the CMS, and we integrated it with the CMS very nicely, I might add, right? Now, this particular stack is super nice because, Will did a great job in supporting a simple folder of images, a folder of MP3s, right? So, and we have a generic folder tool in the CMS in the file depots. So we were able to leverage that, right? But just look at how we integrated the images and the text into the stack as well, right? We could do the same thing with so many other stacks out there. You can integrate images into everything. okay, just by using that warehoused link. You can use the text macros to integrate and customize the text in the stack, right? Now, this particular stack, I'm going to work with Will directly because it's something that I really wanted to do, and he did it. So I just want his to shine and be as awesome as possible, right? So I envision potentially in the future, you put in your depot ID, and it takes care of doing the path for you and all that stuff, right? And I'm going to work with Will to make that happen, okay? But outside of this playlister example, there are so many stacks out there in the universe, and I hope you can take what I did here and really take it and apply it to other stacks as well. So I also look forward to the integrations that you're going to build, right? If you come up with a really great one, go ahead and let us know or post it to our Google group, right? I'm really excited to see how we can take, the CMS and really make it a lot more powerful. And I do plan on working with a lot of other devs to try to get as many other stacks as possible tightly integrated with the CMS so that we really get a great online editing solution for our clients, right? So I am excited about this. I hope you are too. And I can't wait to see what you build with it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped, and have a great day. Bye.